benefits of having an electric car are numerous, from fuel saving to low costs of maintenance. But the only trouble is, there is this subject of range anxiety, which is whether you're worrying about whether you're actually going to be able to get from point A to point B on a single charge. I mean, no one wants to loiter around a charging station for 4 hours, do they? And this is where a plug-in electric hybrid vehicle comes in, and ultimately it's a bridge between the two. You have a petrol motor on board providing you that reassurance that you're going to get to where you want to go, even if the battery does run out, but also you do have a battery for whenever you want to save fuel, you're pootling around a low emission zone. You can have it as an electric car, which brings me on to this. This is the new 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, and well, the success of the PHEV has been very well documented. It's one of the biggest selling hybrids in the UK, strong seller for Mitsubishi, and in fact the company's made huge growth in the UK as a result of the success of this car. Now, for 2016, the car gets an all-new exterior facelift. So we've got these beautiful gloss black cascading front facial details, as well as the more angled headlights, chrome detailing as well. It just makes everything look a lot more premium from the outside. It's certainly a deserving look for the car, and considering the popularity of SUVs in general, the nips and tucks are going to go down well with potential customers. Now, powering this Outlander is a 2-litre petrol engine combined with 2 electric motors and some batteries for a total output of 200 brake horsepower. The car actually feels relatively brisk thanks to the electric motors. You don't have to wait for the engine to build like you would in a petrol engine. The power comes in immediately. It's like an on-off switch, the battery pack, so you've got plenty of torque surging immediately, so it doesn't feel like a slow vehicle really. The car has several modes, so right now we're running in total EV mode. No combustion is going on at the moment. The petrol engine is actually turned off at this point. And it's really nice. It's nice and silent. Okay, you can hear a little bit more tyre noise, but that's because you don't have any engine noise sort of rumbling over the top of that. And it's a really nice, peaceful, tranquil way to go about your business. Now, in electric mode, on a full charge, you can get from where you start off 32.5 miles down the road, that's its range, before the petrol engine will then kick in to start charging the battery. At that point, it just acts as a generator, which is a very fuel efficient way of managing how you go about your business. Then, if you need a bit more grunt, the petrol engine kicks in and starts powering the wheels along with the battery. If you head on to higher speeds, then obviously the petrol engine becomes more prevalent in its delivery, and that's primarily what you'll be using during motorway trips. But the point being is, if your commute is 32.5 miles or less, you probably won't put a drop of fuel in this car for a very long time, because if you have a free charging point like I do near me, it's a 40-minute charge. I could pop to the shops, come back, and the car is charged for free. There's lots of these free charging points around, and even if you don't have a free one, electricity to charge cars like this actually doesn't cost very much, especially in comparison with petrol. That's great. It means you can run this car for next to nothing. And of course in London you won't have to pay the congestion charge because it emits just 42 grams per kilometre of CO2. Mitsubishi actually claim combined that this car will do 156 mpg, so there's a great potential fuel saving there for you. But the big revolution with this car isn't necessarily all the technology on board, because that's not actually anything brand spanking new to the industry. What is new is that this car, in the same specification, pound for pound, costs exactly the same amount as its diesel equivalent. That's pretty incredible. No longer do you have to now pay a premium to have this technology. You can just make the straight choice, diesel or hybrid. Inside our test car you'll find seating for 5. In this high specification model we've got leather heated seats. They're nice and comfortable on long motorway journeys. And around this gloss trimmed centre console here you'll find a touchscreen infotainment system. Now I do find that one a bit fiddly. It's not the most user friendly unit to pick up straight away, but once you learn your way through the menus it's easy enough to use. It also has DAB radio. Now the interior quality has taken a step up over this car's predecessor as well, because we get some nice soft touch materials and this gloss ash wood effect going all the way around the car. In the rear, there's seating for 3 adults with plenty of head and leg room, even for the middle passenger thanks to a low transmission tunnel. Heading further back, there's a 463 litre boot. To drive the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV is not the most dynamic in its class. There's a reasonable amount of body roll, steering lacks some feel, and also the suspension, the ride is a little bit firm. However, if you're primarily doing city driving, this shouldn't be too much of an issue. However, once you get up to motorway speeds, the firm ride does seem to iron itself out. The paddles you see here are not to change gear, as this car has a Cvt gearbox. These paddles actually control the amount of regenerative braking that goes on, meaning that when you lift off the throttle there's a general inertia, a slowing down of the car that you can increase and decrease by these paddles, and obviously the higher you have it, the faster your battery charges. Something else that helps this car feel more sprightly is the fact that the boffins at Mitsubishi have tinkered, and 0 to 25 miles an hour is now done 2 seconds faster than the previous car. You can have a 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV for £29,429. Again, as I said, that's exactly the same as an equivalent spec diesel. It's £1,000 more than the outgoing PHEV, but what you do get is a heated steering wheel and a 360-degree parking camera as standard. Thanks very much for watching, and let us know what you think in the comments below. Please subscribe for more on the latest and greatest cars to hit the road. For all of the latest automotive news, written reviews and coverage from motor shows, go to www.insidelane.co.uk.